Welcome once again to the Nobody Cares podcast, the number one top of the tippy top show on the internet that talks about things that nobody cares about, most importantly, advertising and marketing. I'm Casey Peterson.
I'm Mike Frazier.
John Andrews is here, but he is slightly frozen.
I was frozen.
There he goes. He's back.
There he is. All right. Today, nobody cares about the Super Bowl, and if that isn't the most appropriate title of a show ever, I don't know what is.
I bet that's trending.
We should get in on that. I'm Googling. Nobody cares Super Bowl. It's live analysis right here.
I saw the number one market was Boston. Number two market, I think, was Cleveland. And LA was like one of the last, which is
because it's sunny and there's stuff to do there. Like, yeah, football. That's fun. That's cute.
Yep.
So, yeah, lots of posts about boring games. That sums it up.
Well, I talked to Dave Henry today. He's a Pats fan of ours, and I'm sure a lot of Pats fans are taking this position of he thought the game was pretty good. His team won, right? So that makes sense. He said, "Whoa, it was a defensive battle." And I'm like, okay, that makes you feel better. That's great. I did like my favorite. My favorite sign at one of the pregame things.
Hotel Wi-Fi. What are you going to do?
And I moved to a better spot today because I didn't want to. I think I let you guys down last time. My Wi-Fi wasn't that good.
You are crystal clear today, I got to say.
Yeah. I found a good spot. Thanks to Belkin.
Oh, John,
that is a crisp white T-shirt, I must say.
Thanks, man. It's comfortable.
Crisp.
All right, John, you were sharing about a sign, and we lost you.
Oh, was I frozen? I was just saying the best sign I saw said, "In the drought, Boston hasn't won a championship in 65 days." Right? I'm like,
that's it. I love the Tom Brady is Thanos memes that are going around because now he has completed all of the stones needed for his Infinity Gauntlet.
Got it.
Speaking of, this great segue into the commercials. I was one of I assume many people who are waiting to see the new trailer for the Avengers movie Endgame coming out. Super disappointed with a tiny teaser with basically nothing in it. Did you guys see that?
People are mad about that.
I'm mad about it.
They were
give me a little something.
Yeah. Well, I got you to watch.
It's true.
Sucker. So here, so I got a question. Not frozen?
You're good.
You're good, man.
So this was the lowest viewership in 10 years, right? And yet, commercials reached an all-time high price of $5.25 million per 30-second spot.
Right.
Can somebody explain this math to me?
I can explain one thing to you. That is
more.
Over a $50 CPM is what people were paying there. Over $50 per 1,000 impressions. That's high. I don't care how you look at it. That's high. You can get it. You can get a CPM for $4 on Facebook, and probably would have gotten more out of your ad than the Super Bowl ad.
And you get the PR and the buzz and the people talking about you later. So there's other values, right? But I just don't get how you can charge more when less people are watching.
I think it's fairly safe to say that CBS was actually the big winner of the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
and not the Patriots.
Somebody responded to me when I posted that on LinkedIn or wherever I posted it that, well, you charge that because you can get it. And I'm like, fair point.
It's fair.
They can get it till they can't.
Saw an article saying that that at this point, it's not about viewership or eyeballs. It's about the economy, that the economy is doing so well that companies want to spend outrageous sums of money on Super Bowl ads. What do y'all think about that?
Is it a badge of honor or something? It means you've arrived. I mean, what is it? I mean, I was asking, like, why?
Uh-oh.
We've lost him. What do you think, Mike?
But I just think it's just, I think the brands that spend that insane amount of money are just, they just do it because they can, and they love that temple that they're on. Just like the whole Bud Light ad where they're coming after Miller about corn syrup, using corn syrup in their brewing process, and
Yeah.
but it's not high fructose corn syrup. I mean, it's just corn syrup, corn sugar. So I don't know. It just and then the Miller Lite took out a front page in the New York I don't know, Times or whatever, and countered that, talking about how it's ridiculous and all the other like high level beers use it. Did you hear about the commercial that got banned because they used the word food porn in it?
No.
It was I saw a replay of it on YouTube, and it was a frozen food company, and it was a husband and wife, and the husband has this food porn problem where he's like sneaking these frozen dinners everywhere throughout his life and days in his room, and it's compromising everything. I thought that was pretty funny, but I don't know how much they charged or if it ever aired or.
That ad was on, I think.
What's that?
Maybe they didn't say food porn, but there was that ad ran, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It was I read Devour frozen food or something.
Oh, I don't know. No idea.
I didn't recognize it. Honestly, the game sucks. So I had the volume turned so way down. We had music playing, and I was just kind of catching. I'm like, oh shit! There's a Dilly Dilly ad again. I knew that was coming.
Well, I wonder about the beer companies, right? So they're battling it out, Bud Light and whatever, Stella Artois, and they're spending all this money, and yet what's the general consumption trend for Bud Light in the past? Here, let me do the curve for you. In the past 10 years, so does advertising not work? Is it just crappy beer? I mean, what is going on? I mean, but they keep running these ads, and I guess trying to reinvigorate the beer war or cola wars or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, like, there were a couple outlets that I'd seen that said the Bud Light ad was definitely the best, and I said, okay, so that has zero to do with business metrics then.
Right.
So you had a great ad. It was awesome. Yay! Bud Light sales, down another percent, down another percent. And the percent of Bud Light is like a real business.
I think for companies like Budweiser and Miller and all those guys, that there's such a expectation around their Super Bowl ads that it would be worse for them if they didn't do it. I mean, it's a part of Super Bowl ad culture at this point. Everybody expects the Bud Light ad. They expect it to be something fantastic. There really were no fantastic ads this year, so it was easy to stand out. But when you look at, I'm looking at like a company like WeatherTech or something that I've never heard of before Super Bowl, and I would think of a company of their size. They don't have the marketing budget that Bud Light has, they're probably expecting some sales out of it. Do you think they got $5.25? Well, they did 2 ads, right? Do you think they got $10.5 million in sales?
Probably.
I can't imagine.
But you know, I mean, so if I go back to my shopper marketing roots, I think, you know, they are getting in-store support because of those ads, and that sells beer because it's in your way when you walk in the store. So yes, there are all kinds of reasons you run an ad, not just sensibly. I mean, WeatherTech, you know, is exactly that. Is WeatherTech makes a great product. We've got some WeatherTech formats and some other products, and we love them. You know, it did make me, as a you know, smart consumer, go, dang, they must have a lot of margin in those things. It's like run 2 Super Bowl ads, but you know, whatever.
Hey, at least there's no more GoDaddy ads.
Whoa, there weren't.
I don't think
even notice.
I'm
sure there were no GoDaddy ads. I'm quite sure. I think that ship.
I don't know how many times the customers or you know, whatever, people looking for their host site, their websites and stuff. They're, oh no, GoDaddy's the best. It's got that hot race car driver. It's the best. I'm like, no. Like, okay.
Get ready for the spam, baby.
Yep.
Those guys will get you. I liked Andy Warhol eating a burger myself, eating a Whopper.
I gotta say, Andy Warhol eating a Whopper was one of my 2 favorites because my wife eats burgers like that. She gets them plain and she puts ketchup on the side and she dips the burger in there. We laughed and laughed and laughed about that ad because I've never seen any popular culture actually acknowledge that this trend exists.
That's funny.
It's your wife and Andy Warhol. I mean,
that's it. Awesome. There's 2 people.
Get her painting.
Right. My other favorite ad was Amazon. I think that was to me was the best of the night. I love the Harrison Ford and the dog that kept ordering.
Ordering all that stuff, man.
It was really funny. It was memorable, and it really drove home how easy it is to order stuff from Alexa with Amazon. Like it did, without having to come out and say it. I thought it was a beautiful, perfect ad for the Super Bowl.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. They did their ads with in-house creative too.
That is really impressive.
Wait, did you say in-house?
I know, it's crazy, right?
Wow.
In-house.
So they didn't spend an additional $5 million on an overpaid, overproduced 30-second ad spot.
When you could just pay that and have a staff. They do other things.
Fantastic.
I was telling you guys earlier, my favorite commercial was the Pringles ad, where they compiled all these different flavors of Pringles, and they had their unique stacks, you know, where they crisscrossed the different flavors, and you know what was the best one. I think that one was the one that provoked me to go to the store and give that a shot.
I wonder if that's about to become a YouTube meme. Like I can see that becoming YouTube content.
Yeah,
people stacking stuff and sharing recipes of their Pringle stacks. We should get in on that. We should make a note. Next we should make a new series on stacking Pringles.
Yeah, stacking Pringles.
Get ahead of the curve.
Did you see the YouTube meme that Dana Perinos from Fox, her queso turned into?
I have heard of this meme, but I haven't seen it.
So go look at it. So she basically made some queso. It was a little brownish. It was, you know, she just took a picture like we would all do, right? Like I made queso, and then she didn't look at her socials anymore, and it blew up. Like people are like, "Oh my God! Like what is that? It's not queso," and they started making memes about it. It's actually pretty fun. If I was Kraft or somebody, I'd jump on that. Well played. Well played.
It goes to tell you how interesting the game was that everyone took time out from their night to comment on Dana Perina's queso.
There's a good article I'll share it that was talking about that it probably took a good because I think at the end of the day it had something like 11 million views between all the memes that sprung off of it. Oh. So, but it'll definitely become a marketing tactic next year. There's no doubt about it. Just having random B-level celebrities. I made cheese dip.
I love Dana Perino's response. At least tweets about my terrible queso are more entertaining than this game. That'd probably make her the second most popular meme of the night after the mayonnaise performance of Maroon 5. If you search for Maroon 5 and mayonnaise together, you will find that was the thing it was compared to those two.
Oh my goodness.
Google was bringing them together.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I love the internet just for that reason. It really just fosters the collective thought of everyone using it.
I think the most unbelievable ad, though, it was clever the way they put it together with Tony Romo and stuff and all it, making his life easier until he put on those shoes, the Skechers. I'm like, man, he does not wear Skechers.
Oh, you see that every time I see that. My wife has even made that exact comment. She's like, "He don't wear Skechers." Yeah. My daughter is like, "Who wears Skechers?"
Yeah, he's a sneakerhead. He doesn't wear Skechers.
No, you get your ass beat for wearing Skechers. Don't care if you are Tony Romo. Good Lord. So what's the deal with the Super Bowl? Super Bowl seems like it's jumped the shark.
Yeah, I think first of all they got to get the teams right. I think everybody wanted to see the two hottest teams throughout the whole year play, and when that happens, especially with the Saints, the way they got really hosed, that it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and especially when you see Tom Brady running around again. 13-3 was the victory. You just can't have that.
I think, am I right in saying this, that neither team entered the red zone in the first half, or at least well into the first half, weren't in the red zone, weren't within 25 yards? I don't know. But I think I heard them say, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was whatever.
Yeah. Every time I looked up, it was punting. Okay. Wow. What's the score?
Well, they showed a graphic at one point, and it was punt, 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 and it was 8 punts or something. I'm like, oh, man, that's awesome. Dude, fake a punt. Like, do something.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, really.
Get involved.
Mm-hmm. Are we ever going to see in our lifetime, with the rise of I've not really participated in it yet, but the platform Twitch, where you watch other people game, so you're watching people play a video game. Are we gonna get to a point where that's what we watch instead of real stuff?
So, Mike, you and I may not get to that point, but my kid watches Twitch and YouTube video games. Is all he watches. I mean, that really is.
But he's not even watching live stuff. He's watching recorded video games. Right,
recorded. He watches recorded video games more than he plays video games.
Isn't that insane?
I wonder because like my son, he's starting college next year, and the college he's going to, University of Akron, just cut a bunch of traditional majors, which are kind of eye-opening, and they are replacing them with EA Sports or EA majors.
Nice.
And I didn't think I heard that right. Heard that right?
No, we were at Brand Innovators in Atlanta before the Super Bowl, and the NFL was there. Fernando Machado from Burger King was there. A lot of really, really interesting people involved with the thing. And everybody talked about esports and e-gaming. And there were 2 or 3 colleges that they mentioned that already have like scholarship e-gaming players. They have e-gaming teams that are now scholarship players. Dude, it's coming.
Right. And with the realism of the games, the way they look, that's why I'm wondering, like, are the athletes and owners of the NBA and the NFL going to get too greedy? And pretty soon, I don't know, maybe the look and feel of these electronic sports take that place.
So I will cop to watching an esports tournament. My son happened across the fact that the Overwatch World Tournament was happening a couple months ago. And so we watched, I believe it was South Korea versus U.S. was there, France was there. There's a few other places that were involved in kind of the playoffs and run up to the big worldwide tournament. It was fast paced. It was actually pretty exciting. There's lots of personality that is surprising. In these, I think that the production level, like you can tell that the production teams are learning how to produce a good esports, like showing all the angles and that sort of thing, as compared to like with football, it's down to a science at this point. But it was actually really entertaining. I mean, I watched it all the way through with him. So it was.
And those teams were like national teams, so those were country level teams.
Yeah, these were country level teams, and the winning team got $4 million.
Wow,
so we're talking about these prize packages as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's man, it's coming, and sponsorship dollar. Look, it's attention, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw an article this morning when I was flying to Dallas that said, look, the Super Bowl kind of seems like an anachronism. It's 3+ hours.
Yeah.
Like,
oh God.
Anybody got time for that?
Yeah.
I mean, I love. I just got to make sure I don't see scores, but I love watching like a basketball game on delay, so I can watch it in an hour. Get
right.
the timeouts and through all the commercials and all that stuff. And dude, 3 hours? Oh, I got stuff to do.
Yeah, you're flirting with Major League Baseball there, and how agonizing it is to watch a whole game.
Unless I'm at a game, like I cannot watch baseball, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
My neighbors got mad at me. They're big hockey fans. They're from Sweden. That makes sense. And not to stereotype Swedes, but they like hockey, a lot of them. And I posted, I'm like, wow, this Super Bowl brought to you by hockey. Dude, it's like, hockey is, dude, no, can't do it. I can't do it. People are like, oh, you gotta go to the game. I'm like, you go. Tell me about it later.
Right. At least with hockey, that dang puck moves around really fast. And, but man, like soccer, there is nothing more frustrating watching soccer. That field seems like it's gigantic. But they work the ball down, and finally someone comes and just kicks it all the way back down to the other end. And it's like, oh God, here we go. Okay, now they work it all down again. They should just allow cherry pick.
So an interesting number here is we're talking about esports versus regular. Almost 11 million viewers watched the Overwatch World Cup that we watched.
Wow.
And that's just one game. They're actually getting close to Super Bowl territory, I guess, there compared to this year.
It was absolute people who are actually watching.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nothing would surprise me more to see a league start that is just as big as NFL, and it's you don't have to worry about people getting concussions anymore, and you're just watching electronic football.
And you got kids, you got boys, you got girls, you got big kids, small kid, whatever. Everybody can play, right? Everybody can play this game. It's gonna be phenomenal. I think I like it. I like the idea. Who cares nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about esports or the Super Bowl. That's all right.
What about it?
People may care more about esports.
I think you're right, Casey. Especially globally, because now you can everybody gets around Fortnite, right?
Right.
Not everybody likes football or soccer or cricket. The fact that anybody likes cricket's a little scary, I think.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to get some haters. We need some comments. I'm sure cricket's great.
Yeah.
I ain't watching it.
I like the beer highlight, but I've never played that game either.
Nope.
That's a Miami thing, I guess.
I get into it in Miami.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I saw it one time on Miami Vice, and then I go down to Florida on vacation, and I'm like, hey, can I have that Jal Ali beer? And they're like, you mean highlight? I'm like, yeah, that's it, highlight.
That one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
He's like, he's from Florida, or he's from Ohio. Did you guys see the Expensify commercial?
I did see the Expensify commercial. I was surprised to see them on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those where you continue somewhere else where they send you to, but I've not done it.
I wonder how many people respond to a direct response ad in the Super Bowl. That's interesting. I also think a B2B company is an interesting play at the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Be cool to see the stats on that, Casey. Only we knew a stats person.
I may have something to report next week.
That'd be awesome.
So, what's next, man?
Well, we got March Madness, right?
March Madness next. I'm laying low, trying not to get my hopes up and get excited, but the Dukies look pretty good.
They do.
They're playing tonight. Playing Boston College. We'll take care of the wins going on in the city of Boston tonight.
Yeah, put it.
Enjoy your parade. Enjoy your parade, fools.
Uh-huh.
Meet Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
Big.
Cool. All right. Well, anything else from you guys for today?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, I guess the overall thing about the ads were I like the ones that they seem to be purpose-driven, like the greater good for stuff. And the one Budweiser ad, I think, was it the Win? They're all powered by Win now. I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought they were all boring. I mean, I thought they were all as boring as the game. It was a boring vanilla night. Nobody did anything interesting.
Budweiser drinker give a shit about Win-powered beer?
No, I guess not.
I watched that and I'm like, nobody cares. Like, we should put that on the show, right?
Seriously.
I thought Microsoft's ad was.
Which one was that? I don't know.
It was the adaptive controller. Yeah, that one was really cool. It's touching.
Was that the elevator?
It's amazing. It's amazing when Microsoft and Amazon are two of the best ads. And I mean, I guess the new CPG is the tech goes.
Right. They, I mean, more than anyone, I guess they have more to lose. They're more tapped into what people are doing. Like, people who buy Bud Light are probably going to keep buying Bud Light, but
and I think that's the key is you've got people who seem to be using data about what resonates with their customers versus people who are making ads on what they wish their customers would like or be interested in.
Well, I think you touch on a big marketing trend, and one that I've been reading a lot about that we can maybe discuss in a coming show is there's actually a really big move in marketing away from marketing to something that it feels a whole lot more like software development. It's they do an agile based marketing setup, and you go through scrums and you do the whole thing where you're looking at data and you're coming back and continuing to reiterate. You have your scrums that you go through. Like they run marketing like like agile development. It's actually a change that we're going to be making here at PhotoFi very soon. And I'm pretty excited about what it brings to the table, both from a processes standpoint and like what the data it makes you look at along the way, and kind of the discipline that it puts behind. Hey, it's not that I think something is cool. I actually like I'm putting good use to the data. I have processes for looking at the data. I have data that I know matters versus just kind of winging it, which I think a lot of content marketing does. You throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And hey, if that one works, then maybe we'll make some more like that. But it really goes a lot more into the processes around continuing to make progressively better, progressively less, more bug-free, I guess, in developer terms, but less misses as you go along with your content, so that it's always adding value. It's pretty fascinating change, and I think that's why you see companies like Microsoft and Amazon who are hitting it. Like it's taken them a decade or two to get into their stride with advertising. Microsoft's been made some of the worst ads ever in the history of advertising in the past. Mm-hmm. But in the last 5 years under Satya Nadella, they've made some major changes, and you can see it in the way they advertise.
I like it.
Me too. Yeah.
Cool.
It makes sense, right? I mean, we're actually actively participating with our customers now. I can remember my early brand management days back in '97. And our planning cycles were like, I literally think they were like 18 months or something like that. And I'm like, what? Who's even in a job for 18 months? But you know what I mean? I mean, it's like, something's going to happen we have State of the Union tonight, right? I mean, there's going to be all kinds of opportunities tonight, tomorrow, the next day that are going to change because of what happens in the State of the Union, right? So you're right. It's got to be much more like agile, Casey. I like that. You were talking about that a little bit this week, and I'm interested to hear more about what you guys are doing. Heard a rumor.
Uh-oh.
I have not yet seen proof of this, that video sharing is live in PhotoFi beta.
I have shared a video from the PhotoFi app today.
All right.
Yes, I have.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
So that is something that's going to be rolling out pretty soon. I think it works really well. I got to say, I'm very impressed.
That means it works.
What our fantastic development team has done.
Nice. That's exciting. Picked a bad day to be out of town. By the way, I'm in lovely Florence, Texas, which is near Killeen. Here working on a client project and staying at this beautiful little place I found on Hotel Tonight, which is the beautiful part about using Pack. I would have never found this place. I'd have been staying in a Hojo's.
I'm glad you found this place instead of a Hojo.
I'm excited. Watch the State of the Union, watch a little Duke basketball, go to bed early.
Sounds like a good night.
That does sound like a fantastic night. And on that note, I think that will end our show. Thank you, Mike and John, and we will see all of you people who also don't care next week.
All right.